10-yard pass from Peter Anaruma.
And don't forget the Darryl Parker interception when the Bills were going in, because that changed the game around completely.
Rob, a final comment on the Steelers?
Hey, Steelers mid-season form. They won again. Haven't lost a game in almost 2 years. Guys, I got to tell you, it's been great working with you. Made it a lot of fun up here. I got to do this again.
It's been a lot of fun on the Advanced Enterprises Recycling Incorporated scoreboard. There's the story. The Manhasset Steelers come away with a 6-point victory over the Malvern Bills by the score of 20-14. For Rob Uzak and Jim Ambrosio, this is Hal Sass. Thanks for watching the Nassau County Touch Football League Kickoff Classic. Today's Nassau County Touch Football League Kickoff Classic game has been brought to you by Advanced Enterprises Recycling Incorporated, AFA Group, by Avenue D Sports and Entertainment Club, by Commercial Concrete Corp., by Constructs LLC, by Daniel F. Allen and Company, by Drivetrain Truck Parts, by 5 County Truck Tire Service, by Gabrielli Truck Sales, by Gershon Recycling Corporation, by HRM International, by Irving Rubber and Metal Company, by JC Industries, by Long Island Compost, by Sunrise Sports, by T.A. Clark's Restaurant, by the United States Marine Corps, by Vinyl Seal Incorporated, and by Wolfie's Brake and Clutch.
It is more than a trial by fire. It is a rite of passage, a challenge to join the elite. And if you succeed, if you can master your fear, outsmart your enemy, and never yield even to yourself, you will be changed forever. You, the proud, the Marines.
Football League. Today it's the 37th Kickoff Classic featuring the Plainview Panthers and the Manhasset Vikings. Hello and welcome to Eisenhower Park. I'm Hal Sass along with Tom Howard and Joe Reggio, and we're glad you're with us for our coverage of the Nassau County Touch Football League. And this is a rematch of last year's Division II Touchbowl between the Plainview Panthers and the Manhasset Vikings. And Joe Reggio, Plainview comes in 3-0, but looking for a little revenge following last year's 33-28 defeat in the Touchbowl.
That's true, Hal. Last year was a very close game. Any team could have won it. We have a little bit of a controversy going on with quarterback right now between Billy Welch and Bob Going. Billy Welch scored 4 touchdowns 2 weeks ago, but Bob Going led a last-second comeback to win. Interesting game coming up right here.
Well, it is a little bit of a controversy. Bob Going started the season as the quarterback. They decided not to come back. Welch stepped in, did the job. A guy that does the job for John Morvillo's club is Anthony Mendez. He can do it all.
I understand that in one of the games, he did it all. He intercepted a ball late in the game, scored the touchdown, and the winning field goal to win 9-6. Oh, yeah, he'll be the guy today.
And the secondary will be tested. Rich Going will be in the secondary. We'll keep an eye on him. And Tom Howard, when you look at the Manhasset Vikings, coming in 2-1, champions of last year, they were thought of as the B team to the Manhasset Steelers in Division I, going back for their 4th title in a row this year. But this is some team.
It certainly is. They're big, they're physical, and that's the key word, physical. And, you know, the Plainview Panthers are going to have to be careful today because the Vikings are a physical team.
Bill Bartis took over as head coach for this club, replacing Sly Johnson, who's now in his 27th year playing in the Nassau County Touch Football League. This team rolled along. They had 2 shutout wins. Last week, though, they had a little bit of trouble.
They did. They had a loss last week, 20-7, and they're ready to rebound right now, and they're going to do it with their big quarterback, Damon Garner. Damon is a physical person, can throw the football, can run the football, has a great touch, and has big size with some big boys in front of him. Audie Gokan, Billy Bartis himself, and look for Londell Hubbard to catch the ball.
All right, it should be a physical matchup between Plainview Panthers and the Manhasset Vikings, and we're back with starting lineups and opening kickoff after this.
It is more than a trial by fire. It is a rite of passage. And if you can master your fear, outsmart your enemy, and never yield even to yourself, you will be changed forever. The few, the proud, the Marines.
And we welcome you back to Eisenhower Park in our coverage of the 37th Kickoff Classic of the Nassau County Touch Football League. Manhasset Vikings in white kicking off to the Plainview Panthers wearing the black jerseys with the red letters outlined in white. Walt Mazurek, number 32, will be the kicker for the Vikings as we are set to get underway in the Kickoff Classic, and we are off. Line drive kick taken by Anthony Mendez at the 10. Comes to the near side, looking for some blocks along the sideline. Still on his feet, finally knocked out of bounds at the 34-yard line. And that's where the Panthers will start off 1st and 20.
And how we said from the very beginning that the Manhasset Vikings are a physical team. You can see right there there's some physicality going on out there.
Let's set the offense for the Plainview Panthers. Anthony Mendez and Eric Cetron will be the wide receivers. Rich Going will be the center. Dave Englehart and Rich Kleeman will be your starting backfield for the quarterback. For the Plainview Panthers, Bob Going, number 16, came into the season a little unsure if he was going to be playing, but he is playing with a shoulder injury that has held him back a little bit this year, but got a start last week, and he's got the itch, and he's back at quarterback. On first down, looking for his brother Rich, who drops the ball. Sly Johnson on the coverage. Defensively, for the Manhasset Vikings, the defensive line, Steve Zaza and Marco Forti. On the defensive ends, Kevin Smiley will play the linebacker position. Damon Willis, Donnell Garner in the secondary, along with Sly Johnson. And those starting lineups are brought to you by the Avenue D. So it's 2nd down and 20 from the 34-yard line. Rich Going about 10 yards deep, takes the snap, pump fakes, now looking deep down the middle for Rich Going, and he's got it at the 40-yard line, and a touchdown saving play by Sly Johnson.
And you saw a great play there, Bobby Going to Rich Going, his brother, and over-the-shoulder catch by Rich. Sly Johnson, the safety for the Manhasset Vikings on the play, but not before a first down. And we probably should touch on the fact that, and we'll bring Joe Reggio in to talk a little about the first down in this league, Joe.
Yeah, first downs are every 20 yards. You have 4 downs to make 20 yards, not 10 like in tackle football.
You just saw that play right there. Great catch by Rich.
And the play went for good yardage, setting up 1st and 20 from the 41-yard line of the Vikings. Rush put on a little screen pass out to Rich Going, catches it at the 40-yard line, goes forward, hit from behind, hit hard from behind.
Keith Simpson made that hit, and you can see again, they're talking about the physicalness of this Viking defense. They're all over the football field, and when they hit hard.
I think what Sly was arguing about right there was they was blocking while the ball was in the air.
And that's not allowed in this
No, it's
league,
not
right?
allowed.
So a pickup of 6, call it 2nd and 14.
And you take right there. You can't really see the block that was there, but the block was thrown ahead, and there's the hit from behind by Keith Simpson. Remember, this is Nassau County Touch Football League. It's a two-hand touch, but the touches are a little harder than you would think. They're good, hard hits.
2nd and 14 for the Panthers. Going gets the clean snap. Again, pump faking, looking over the middle for Mendez. Comes up with it. A one-handed grab. Was he touched? They say he was. Touchdown at the 12-yard line.
And I'd like to see that again, Hal, because it looked like he was hit, but I'm not sure whether he was touched at that point. There was a good hit there, and you see Anthony Menendez saying, you know, he's not really sure whether there was one either.
We'll take another look here. Going down the middle on a timing pattern. Boy, Joe, you really got to know your teammates to throw a pass with that confidence.
You really do. Going is looking very, very sharp so far, and he's gone twice to Anthony Mendez on 2 deep plays.
So that will set up a 1st and goal for the Panthers at the 12-yard line. Mendez comes out to the near side. Eric Cetron, number 27, far side. Going will work out of the shotgun. Play to the end zone to Mendez. Touchdown.
Wide open, too. He was wide open on the play, Hal. Someone had a breakdown in coverage and put 6 points up on the board for the Plainview Panthers. Moved right down the field.
It was Eric Cetron with the reception. My mistake, not Mendez. Number 27 coming up with the touchdown reception of 12 yards.
Take a look right here again. We'll see on the replay. Ball's in the air, wide open. Citron, as he pulls the ball down for the 6. The Panthers strike first.
They were concentrating very hard on Mendez. When he cut across the middle, they left him.
Everybody
Citron
went
wide
with
open.
him, exactly.
Everybody wide open in the corner.
Well, we mentioned Mendez can do it all. Mendez will kick the extra point from the hold of Bill Welch. Snap is down, the kick is up. Didn't get it all, but he got enough, and it's 7-0.
You know, kicking is a big part of this game, right, Joe? I mean, what you've seen lately is teams that don't have good kickers very often don't win the game.
It's the truth. They're huge. I used to call them another touchdowns because they lose games constantly, 7-6, 14-13. It'll win and lose games for you.
So a nice drive there. Bobby Going doing the job, passing the ball in that drive. 4 for 5 for 68 yards on the opening drive as he marches Plainview to a score and a 7-0 lead. Today's game is being brought to you by Advanced Enterprises Recycling Incorporated, the AFA Group, the largest wood recycling and mulch manufacturer on the East Coast. For all your mulch and wood recycling needs, call 1-800-558-1441. So with a 7-0 lead, they will tee it up, and we'll get a look at the Manhasset offense for the first time. Mendez will be kicking deep to number 00, Desmond Willis, and number 1, Donnell Garner. A lot of speed on this club, and a lot of big guys up front trying to set the blocks for Manhasset. Mendez with the right foot hits a good kick. That'll be taken by Willis at the 6-yard line. Willis looking for a block from Garner, cuts up the middle, and is touched down. Great speed on that return. So we will have a chance to look at the starting lineups for the Manhasset Vikings, brought to you by Avenue D. And what a team this team, the Vikings, is. They come in 2-1, and they are led on offense by the quarterback, Damon Garner. His receivers will be Londell Hubbard and Kevin Jackson, the center, Alex Ham, and the big halfbacks, Orty Gokan and the coach, Bill Bardis, giving protection up front. We will get to the Plainview defense following this 1st and 20 play. Garner out of the shotgun, 8 yards deep. Rolling out, the left-hander throws across his body to the coach of the team, Bill Bardis. It's a short pickup, a pickup of 5 on the defense for Plainview. The linemen will be Dennis Sheehan and Eric Morgenstern, the linebacker John Morvillo, and the cornerbacks Andre Edwards, Anthony Mendez, and Rich Going will be the safety on the 2nd down and 16 upcoming for the Vikings.
And, Joe, one of the things I noticed right away is that the Vikings are keeping 2 men in, but they always have that safety valve to drop off to after the block. They drop somebody off. I see Plainview's rushing, too, every time.
Well, that'll give Garner time. Pass down low, can't be handled. It was a low throw looking for Kevin Jackson.
What you said before, Bob, is true. The Vikings are a very experienced team, and they know in this league you can't just go deep all the time. You have to work down the field, short. They're always going to have somebody or an outlet pass ready.
So that will set up a 3rd down and 16 for the Vikings, who had 2 shutout wins in games 1 and 2. They beat the Jaguars 26-0, and then the Bombers 41-0. Last week only put 7 points on the board in a 20-7 loss to the Belmore Pirates. On 3rd and 16, Garner with the clean snap, steps up in the pocket, and will look to run. He tucks it in, being chased, looking for a block. He gets one, but he is touched down.
Looking for a call in the face, too.
It's a physical game out there.
Can't touch the head, though, and that does. He's upset. That looked like a good hit in the face, and you can see right there, Damon Garner is upset.
Andre Edwards with the stop and sets up a 4th and 6 near midfield.
Okay, we'll take a look one more time. You can see Damon step on the pocket. He's still looking to throw. Okay, he doesn't have his receiver open. That's Robert Baker, number 88, is looking for it. So he's coming. He's looking for that 1st down mark. There's a real nice block right there. You can see the block thrown by number 17, Londell Hubbard. But right now he gets hit. The hand starts the chest but slides up to the chin, and that's what he's upset about. It brings up a 4th and 5, and they're going to declare the punt.
Well, in the Nassau County Touch Football League, you can wait, and you have to declare a punt. There is no rush. You can block the kick if you stay at the line. And, of course, if the ball does touch the ground, it is a dead ball. So it is important for the center to get the ball to the quarterback or the kicker in this case. And this kicker is Orty Gokan. Right-footed, high kick. That'll be taken by Mendez at the 18. Ball hit the ground, but he's able to pick it up and is touchdown. And they'll start off at their own 25-yard line, leading 7-0. Today's game is being brought to you by Commercial Concrete Corporation. Quality ready-mix concrete for all your masonry needs. Quality and service. Call them at 516-333-7422. And by Constructs LLC, leading sellers of 3/4 base blend, recycled concrete, gravel, sandstone, clean fill, and topsoil. You can call them at 516-333-3133. So the second possession for the Plainview Panthers with the 7-0 lead, courtesy of a 12-yard touchdown pass from Bobby Going. And on first down, swings it out to the far side. Slipping on the wet turf is Dave Englehart, but he does pick up 5 yards, setting up 2nd and 15.
And that's one of the things, Joe, we had talked about earlier. This wet turf, it's a 10 o'clock in the morning game. It's really difficult to...
That's true. You have to wait till the dew burns off, and everything's going to be slippery, especially the ball as well.
Going now 5 for 6 for 73 yards. Been effective moving the ball. They send out Andre Edwards, number 88, to the near side. And number 27, Eric Cetron, who caught the touchdown pass to the far side. Going, looks left, goes right for Rich Going, who's got the ball at the 35-yard line, going down the sidelines. Touchdown by Sly Johnson. Short of the first down by about 2 yards. But a nice play. Bob Going looking left, throwing right.
And he did. He looked off his receiver, came back to the right side, Joe.
He did, what he did nicely was they blitzed 3 on that play. He knew it. He read it. When you blitz 3, the center's going to be open, and that's exactly who he hit.
Rich Going picking up his third catch for 45 yards.
Picks up the ball, heads up the field, heads north and south, and does a good job.
Sly Johnson on the stop. This is 3rd and about a yard. Quick pass over the middle looking for the first down. He's got it. That's Rich Kleeman coming out of the backfield, but it's good enough for an 8-yard pickup and a first down.
That's really just the goal, to move the chains, to keep on the short passes. They're giving you the short passes, you take them.
Complete pass, 7 yards to the cloud of dust in the NCPSL.
Kleeman, who played for Bethpage High School back in 1978 under Howie Votes, as did Bill Bardis. John Morvillo, the head coach for Plainview. One of the seasons, didn't have a great season, the legendary Howie Votes. Again to the far side. These nice quick passes, they're picking yardage up. Not big yardage, but again, another pickup of 8.
And how you can see, that's one of Bobby Golan's styles. He's the semi-retired quarterback. We'll probably see Billy Welsh a little bit later, who's been the quarterback who's been doing very well this year for him. But Bobby's able to release the ball very quickly, find the open man, and you can see he's moving his team down the field again.
2nd and 12 now upcoming. Going had a shoulder injury following last year. Did not know if he was going to come back. Welch started in week number 1, had a great game throwing 4 touchdown passes to 3 different receivers. But last week, Welch was away, out of town on business. Going stepped in and led the team to a victory. Blitz is on. Going looking downfield again for Rich Going. Going, gone. Touchdown.
There you go.
40 yards.
Hal, you've been waiting for that call all day. You were able to say it. That's it.
Rich Going, 40-yard touchdown catch from the arm of his brother Bobby, and it's 13-0 Plainview.
And let's take a look right now. Bobby going back. He sees his brother down, wide open in the middle. Nice throw, perfect touch, covered, but just over the outstretched hands of the defensive back. And I believe the defensive back that time was Donnell Garner, number 1.
Well, and speaking to Manhasset and Bill Bardis, he talks about this team. They're a physical team. They added a lot of speed this year, but so far the secondary been a little slow, but take nothing away from Plainview running some great patterns downfield. The extra point is down, it is up, but it is off to the right. So it is no good, but it's still a 13-0 lead for the Panthers. And Bobby Going 9 for 10, 132 yards in this first quarter.
Hal, what he did on that last drive, what he did in the first drive, is he just did what experienced quarterbacks do. He takes what the defense gives him. On that last touchdown pass, he threw everybody into the pattern, and he found the open receiver. Took his time, waited to the last possible second, found his brother going deep down the middle.
And you can see the experience right there where he does. He takes his time. He's able to step up. He knows someone's going to be open. If they're rushing, he has all the guys out. He's going to find somebody. He did.
Takes guts doing that, too, because when you have nobody blocking for you, if you wait in the pocket, somebody's going to give you a shot. Possibly how he got a shoulder separation.
And you saw the Daniel F. Allen and Company scoreboard showing Plainview with a 13-0 lead.
Well, remember last year in the Touchbowl, Plainview was in the lead also at halftime, and they lost the game in the second half. So Manhasset definitely has the ability to come back, although they are 2-1 this year. They wanted to get some revenge today, but they're falling behind very quickly to the Panthers.
Mendez steps into this one. This one will be taken by Garner. Garner to the far side. He's got blockers in front. Garner cuts back to the middle. Garner could go. Garner with one man to beat. That's Cetron. Can he catch him? I don't think so. 6 points for Manhasset.
Now let's remember one thing here, how Damon Garner is 6'4", 250 pounds. The 26-year-old is able to move his wheels still. Big man, Donnell Garner.
So just like that, Bob Going works his team down the field, and in one play, as we take another look, 6 points on the board, 94 yards.
I'm confusing Damon and Donnell initially, but it's Donnell Garner who just ran that back. And take a look.
Nice move right there. Followed his
It is.
block.
He followed his block.
Come down, and you see Damon Willis out in front. And look, he sees a blocker coming in, and the rest throws a little screen there also, but he says, hey, Damon starts picking it up a little bit. Doesn't have to even throw the block.
Officially, it's an 89-yard return. The extra point attempt is up and just inside the right goalpost by Walt Mazurek, and it's now a 13-7 ball game.
And see how quickly these games change. 13-0 about 30 seconds ago, and you start feeling comfortable with the Panthers, and all of a sudden, bam, they're right back in at the Vikings.
Well, Bob, that's what you said at the beginning of the game. The Vikings are a very physical team. That's just what they did. They had 4 guys out in front of Darnell right up the sideline.
So 13-7 the score in this kickoff classic. Let's take a look at Rich Going, the younger brother of Bobby. Rich actually formed the club back in 1996, graduated West Islip High School, played football there for Wayne Charant. Played a little semi-pro ball with the Brooklyn Cardinals, and being a New York Police Department employee, plays in their league. It's a full contact league. A lot of players that are on the force do play in that league. He played with the Bethpage Stingers from 88 to 95 before starting this club, which has looked good in the first half, and they will get the ball again. High kick. Mendez lets it bounce, steps up and takes it at the 20. Gets about 5 yards where he is touched down almost immediately. Good coverage. And for people that are watching the game, you may hear whistles, and the players have to be aware of this too. There is a game going on the field just behind this one. And sometimes the whistles blow from that game. And actually on the first touchdown pass, it threw me off because Eric Cetron caught the touchdown pass and whistles had blown. And you have to wonder if the defense maybe let up a little thinking that the whistle had been blown.
Well, I think that Joe can let us know, and there's the game on the other field that's happening right now, but we're going to come back to our game right here, and Joe knows that you play the whole time here. You don't give up on the whistle.
That's the truth.
Again, looking deep down the sideline.
Oh,
Just deflected.
just in it.
John L. Garner got a fingertip on it, so it'll set up 2nd and 20. And what Bobby Going is just thinking, I can pick apart this secondary, and he did it with the short balls early, which is maybe setting up those longer passes. He sends out Andre Edwards to his right as we look from our end zone camera from behind. Going with the clean snap. This is a little screen pass. He's got Kleeman with his second reception. Kleeman across the 30, 35 to the 40. Has a blocker, cuts to the outside, but is touchdown. Number 88, Robert Vega, making the stop.
Richard Kleeman did a good job of setting up his blockers in front of him, too. He waited for him and was able to almost wait a second time to get down the sideline.
He really did. If you watch number 40, Dave Englehart's block on this play, it springs him.
Well, he gets the first block, then he comes back. And you watch right here. Kleeman takes the ball. You see Engelhart. Now watch Engelhart, as you said, in the bottom right corner of your screen, is going to make a block. Then Kleeman waits, and he's going to throw another block. There he goes, throwing down here. I'll wait for my blockers. Too bad we can't teach high school backs to look for that, Joe, you know? Joe's coaching the Comac right now, doing great out in Conference 1 in Suffolk County football.
Actually, Kevin Smiley, one of the captains for Manhasset, made the stop, setting up a 3rd and 2. Going will look for the first down, coming out of the backfield. He's got a man. It's Engelhart with his second reception, and it's good enough for a first down.
How about the ability of Bobby Going to distribute the ball all over the field, though?
That is really key, Bob. Right now, because of his experience, he's throwing the ball really, really well, and it's all because he's finding the open man. He's taking what the defense has given him, as I said before, and it's going to be interesting to see how this game plays out.
You have to remember this is 6-on-6 football. There is a lot of open space, so you can pick apart the short passes, but he's done a little bit of the short, done a little bit of the long. So it's another 1st and 20. Ball just inside Manhasset Viking territory at the 49. Going again with the pump fake, looking far side, has a man down on the ground. That's Cetron. The knee was down at the 30-yard line. It'll be about a yard short of a first down.
What happens you're allowed to get up if you fall down in the Nassau County Touch Football League unless a man touches you while you're down on the ground.
You take a look right here. Bobby Going, fake pumps, delivers the ball. See right there, he's down. His knee is down. He gets touched. Very, very good call, Joe.
Bobby Going, the offensive captain. He also graduated from West Islip High School in 1980, played baseball under Ted Nagengast. Went on to Dowling and joined the club back in 98. Sets up on second and short. Plenty of time, looking far side for Rich, who catches it. He's touched. No, he gets free and heads toward the end zone and is stopped at the 2-yard line.
Now, they're surprising. They stopped. It was a contact, but no hands touched. Everybody stopped for a second, and all of a sudden you saw Richie Going say, hey, no whistle is blown. I'm going to keep going, and he did. Going, almost gone.
So
Take a look. We got it right here. There's the hit. I don't know if he didn't get touched.
Everybody kind of let up, even Rich.
It certainly did. And you saw coming to your plate, number 85, Dennis Hopkins made the hit. It looked like it was a good touch to me, but I guess he didn't use his hand, so it didn't count.
They mark the ball at the 3. It's first and goal. Going, rolling right, throwing across his body to Rich for a touchdown.
Boy, everything is going right today, Hal.
Second reception for Rich, TD-wise. He had a 40-yarder earlier. This one from 3 yards out. As we'll take another look at the touchdown reception. The 6th catch of the day for Rich for 116 yards and 2 TDs.
And if you get to see this, you're going to see Bobby. I guess we'll wait until after the extra point right here.
Now, the extra point, if you run the ball in or play it almost like a 2-point conversion, is only good for 1 point, whether you kick it or actually run it in.
Good for one either way, so it helps if you can just kick it right through.
And they do kick it through there, and it's now a 20-7 Plainview lead. Mendez with the PAT.
And remember, that extra point can be very, very important later on, Joe. We were talking about the extra points and how valuable the kickers are in this league. You come back and lose the game 21-20, leading like this, you're going to feel pretty bad.
I tell you, it was important for them to come back and score like that because, Manhasset came right back, quick score and a touchdown. Bobby Going came right back, drove him right down the field.
Well, now they have to think about what happened on the last kickoff. Can Plainview set the defense and not get burned? As we saw Donnell Garner go 89 yards for the score for Manhasset. We will remind you that today's game is being brought to you by 5 County Truck Tire Service Incorporated. Large enough to service, but small enough to care. Road service, fleet service, recaps, new tires, calcium farm tires. For on and off the road, call them at 516-997-3838. And by Gabrielli Truck Sales Limited, major truck dealership with 4 locations in Bronx, Jamaica, Hicksville, and Medford. You can reach them at 516-758-6200.
Bob, you made a good point before with that point after. A lot of teams tend to let up after they score the touchdown. They don't think of the extra points as very important. One of the main things they did besides scoring that touchdown was get the extra point.